Okay, this is part 2 of the Rawsome Life show, and I am doing the food part. I'm yours truly, Professor Johanna Sophia of Johanna's Raw Foods and Coaching, and I had somebody joining me for the fitness, and sorry I didn't respond then. If you're still here, let me know. So now I'm just going to do a 5-minute clip on what I'm doing back here. Look at this. I mean, they're sitting in water, that's why it's heavy. But that's what I picked this morning in the wild. And those are, of course, chives or wild garlic and garlic mustard plants. These little ones, they don't even realize that they're now plucked and in water because they're coming right back up, keeping growing as if they were out in the wild. So the garlic mustard are, oh, they're all tucked in here. I'm trying to get a single leaf. Are these leaves that, and they have these white little flowers, you can see, right? And since I'm going to smash them all up in a minute anyway, I'm going to show you. See that? Those little flowers. It's a 4-petal flower, and the older the plant gets, the more the leaves are pointed, as opposed to the early ones that are round like this. They don't have a pointed tip. That's why, you know, sometimes people get that confused and they think that this is now a nettle or something, but it is not. It's the taller the plant gets, the more pointed the leaves get. Yeah, what am I going to do with all of this green stuff? Right? Can't just eat it like that. But what I'm going to do is that's where my biceps come in handy, right? I'm going to mix them with all kinds of other things, but mainly sunflower seeds. And I've soaked these sunflower seeds before I put them into this, or when I first put them into this bowl, before I put the water on. They were dry, but they're really raw. They're not pasteurized. And there was water covering them quite substantially, and they have already absorbed this water in about 2 hours, right? So most of the water is already absorbed. There's still a little bit at the bottom that I don't want to accidentally pour out, but yeah, there still is water at the bottom. But because they're alive, they absorb all that water, and the flavor gets a little nuttier, and a different nutrient composition emerges when the plant starts growing from the seed. So yeah, that's what I'm going to mix with the greens, and then I'm going to add lemon juice and salt and pepper and probably a piece of apple to add a tiny sweet note, and then that's going to be a rich, creamy pesto. Lots of lemon juice goes in there because the lemon juice turns the flavor. Yeah, I might put a little bit of olive oil just for the flavor, but it doesn't really need olive oil because the seeds are very essential oil containing themselves, and they're the good essential oils. The omega-3s in sunflower seeds dominate the omega-6s, you know, which is the big hoopla. You know, we need all of them really, but so that's what I'm going to make today. And tomorrow I won't be here, but I will finally make these. This is the second growth of leaves from yellow beets. So you see, I cut the beet and used the beet and put the top back in water. You see where the old leaves ended here, right? So I used the leaves and the beet and just cut off a little piece at the top, put that back in water, and this is what happens. You get a whole other growth out of your beet tops. That's if the beets are organic. I don't know how successful you will be with non-organic beets, because if they are sprayed with growth inhibitors so as not to sprout, which often is the case, then of course you won't get that second growth of beet leaves. And they will go into a mixture, either into burgers or into a root mash with parsnip and cauliflower and nuts. All right, so I'm looking forward to that too. But that's the food section for today. So it's mainly about the wild foraged, and we are teaching, or I am teaching, all of that in the course entitled Learn to be Self-Sustaining. So Learn to be Self-Sustaining is on johannasrawfoods.com. You can go there, go to events, and I think it's still up there. Although there's an old date on there, we're restarting that class, and you can join it, and it has these live sessions once a week for 8 weeks approximately. So that's the food section today. If you of course want to work with me on a more personalized basis, then you might want to do the Evolve system in my Super Happy Body class, which is a 12-month course that you take to really evolve into your next chapter to get to the super healthy body and the mission in life that you want to pursue. All right, that's it for the food part, and this is yours truly, Professor Johanna Sophia. See you next time. Ciao.